Okay. Hi, hello, people of the world. By the way, Happy New Year. Is it New Year when this video comes out? I don't know. Okay, so for today's video, I will be talking about my skin. Kasi ang daming tao, especially on TikTok, but there are a lot of people that are asking me, ano nangyari sa skin mo? Bakit ganito na siya? Diba? Back then, I used to have lots of pimples and stuff. Pero bakit naging ganito na siya? Hindi naman, okay, just to tell you, hindi naman ganun ka-clear yung skin ko. I still have very textured skin. It's red, it's not clear, but it's better. So, I'm gonna talk about my skin story, the story of my skin, kung bakit naging okay na siya, and kung papaano. Hindi naman kung papaano, kung bakit lang talaga, kung anong nangyari, okay. So yeah, in this video, I will tell you if nagpa-derma ba ako, if I use some products, what were the products that I use, and I'm gonna tell you my current skincare to maintain and stuff. Okay, so, I remember back in February 2021, last year, nagka-pimple ako. Ako kasi, yung pimples ko, usually dito lang sa noo ko. And then, it's very rare for me to have pimples here on my cheeks. Rare as in rare talaga. Back in 7th grade, I used to have these, I don't know, maybe they're closed comedones, yung small pimples here that are skin-colored and they're very little, but there's so many of them. I used to have those, and so parang like, I was used to na yung pimples ko talaga, dito lang talaga sa noo ko. Back then, I didn't do anything much kasi, I don't know, I was a kid. So, pagka 8th grade, my skin got a lot better. Walang pimples masyado, pero may pimples. But, it was still here sa noo. And then, back in February 2021, last year, na-notice ko na nagkaka-pimple na ako dito. So, dun na siya nag-start, diba? MMK. Dun na siya nag-start na like, may isang malaking pimple ako. I'm gonna show you some of the pictures or videos maybe back then while I'm talking. Nagka-pimple na ako dito. Ewan ko which cheek was that. Pero ang laki niya. And then it's very rare kasi nung magkaka-pimple ako sa cheeks. Tapos pula siya ha. It's red and it's big. So noon, nagka-pimple ako. So parang nagpanic si ate girl. Hala ka, may pimple ako dito. Bakit? Ganon. And then, doon, it started to like spread across the face na dayon siya. And then, nagka-pimple na ako everywhere. All over my face. No pili. Walang pili. Sa ilong, dito. Anywhere. It got really severe. It was really bad earlier this year. Mga like late 2021, nag-trial and error ako. Like, diba kasi nagpanic na nga ako, diba? So like, hala, anong skincare na gagamitin ko? Ganun, grabe na yung YouTube ko, ganun. Mga niacinamide or mga salicylic acid na ganun ako and stuff. And then I kept on like researching and then bumili ako ng mga product. Trial and error ako ng products back then. Late 2021 kasi nga nagpanic na ako. Hindi naman nagpanic pero like, shucks, I have so many pimples and like, what do I do? And stuff. So na ganun ako. I was buying a lot of skincare products na like, they didn't work for me, na like mahapde sa mukha ko. So, ang sayang, diba? For example, I bought a certain skincare product and then hindi siya hiyang sa akin. Masakit siya sa face ko. So, you know, I will throw that out, okay? Hindi na siya magagamit yung skincare na binili ko. I will eventually throw it out. So, sayang siya, diba? So, that's when I decided, nung December, I decided na magpa-derma. Yes, nagpa-derma po ako. But, you know, wait lang. It's a whole different story pa din. Nung December, I decided na magpa-consultation sa January. So, back in January, nagpa-consultation ako sa dermatologist. That was really, back then, it was really bad talaga. Like, you know, yung mga, like, pimples with the white pus, and, like, very red na gano'n. I know it sucks. The feeling sucks na may acne ka. But it will be okay. Look at me. Time passed by. Anyway, going back, January, nagpa-consulta ako ng doktor. Okay, just to like give you like a breakdown of my dermatologist expenses, because maybe some of you guys are curious. For me, consultation fee was 600 pesos. Diba? Consultation fee pa nga lang, 600, girl. After my consultation, she prescribed me some products. She prescribed me 4 products, and then the total of that was probably around 800 maybe. Mga 800 pesos yun. That was for my first consultation. I was actually surprised na hindi ganun ka like malaki yung nagastos ko. But anyway, and she told me to go back to her mga a month after. Bumalik ako maybe Feb, I think. February, I don't really remember. Basta bumalik ako a month after. And then, she prescribed me a tretinoid. It was like 400 pesos. And then, another consultation fee na naman, which is 600 pesos. Mahal po talaga pag magpapa-dermatologist. Pero, one thing that also like made me decide na magpapa-derma. If ikaw lang kasi, magta-trial and error ka on products, sayang kasi, if you buy a product and then hindi siya hiyang sa'yo, you know, you're gonna throw that product away and then sayang yung pera mo. At least naman kung magpapa-dermatologist ka, mahal siya, for at least like, you're certain na may mangyayari or there's like a, you know, it will work on your skin, ganun. Like, you know that it's gonna work kasi it's from the doctor, di ba? Anyway, so, bumalik ako sa kanya February, and then on my second consultation, she suggested na, kasi it wasn't really working, the products. I mean, it was, kasi I felt it on my skin. It was smoother na, but not the best. Well, it was still 1 month din naman. So, there wasn't much changes, so she prescribed me the tretinoid. She also suggested na magpa-chemical peel. I actually vlogged on that day na nagpa-chemical peel ako. It's somewhere there, you can check it out. But I went to the dermatologist and then nagpa-chemical peel ako sa kanya. The chemical peel was around 1,400, 1,500 per session. Diba? For me, I only did 1 session. Kasi she also just recommended 1 session. Mga 1 to 3 per. I only did 1 session kasi puslot bulsa, girl. And that was actually the last time I visited a dermatologist. After that chemical peel, it just, you know, okay, ito na siya, yung chemical peel. To sum up my dermatologist experience, January nagpa-consulta ako, February my second consultation, and then March chemical peel ako. 1 session only. Kasi hindi na-carry ng aking budget. Was the dermatologist experience worth it? I think it helped a lot my skin. Maybe or maybe not. I don't know. I think it helped a lot. Actually, the tretinoid that the doctor prescribed me helped a lot. Would I recommend going to the dermatologist? I would recommend going to the dermatologist. It would be a lot safer than just to do things on your own and just putting anything on your face, diba? So, after that, maybe a month after my chemical peel, nandun na-discover ko na si Dove Shea Butter. I've been like talking about Dove Shea Butter, not sponsored, hello. But I've been talking about Dove Shea Butter for quite a long time na. Actually, what happened was, nagpadala yung uncle ko from Australia ng balikbayan box. And then, may pinadala siyang Dove Shea Butter. And sabi ko, bigyan mo nga ako ng isang ganyan kasi pang, you know, pang wash sa face kasi it's Dove. So, Dove kasi yung cleanser ko back then. Yung Dove regular lang. After like 2 weeks of using the Dove Shea Butter as my cleanser, face cleanser morning and night, I noticed na like nag-smoothen out yung skin ko. Less pimples na. I had less pimples. So I do think that the Dove Shea Butter really helped my skin a lot. Like a lot talaga. And it's still my cleanser up to today. The Dove Shea Butter is actually hard to find. It's not here sa Watsons namin here in Cagayan de Oro City. I don't know if it's in your Watsons. That's like the main product that I would love to highlight in this video. Wow. Dove Shea Butter really helped me a lot. And it's actually just, you know, 80 pesos. So you can just try it out. Nasa Shopee, but just be careful when ordering sa Shopee kasi yung iba, hindi totoo ng Dove Shea Butter. For my hyperpigmentation, I don't really know kung paano siya nawala, yung mga like marks. I still have my marks actually. Hindi mo na siya makikita because of the camera, but I'm gonna show you like a photo of me bare face. But it has gotten a lot better and I don't know kung bakit and kung paano. Sorry, hindi ko masasabi. But I will tell you my current skincare kasi my current skincare, my mga, you know, niacinamide and stuff kasi siya. This is not sponsored, by the way, ha. This is not sponsored to any skincare products or what. But now, my current skincare that I'm using to maintain this face, this skin, actually, hindi pa talaga like clear yung skin ko, you know. Sorry, you can't see it, but it's not tight and smooth. It's actually like rough. Makikita mo ba? Like, I have big pimples. And then I have pimples here. Ganun. Oh, see, you can see my marks and stuff. So, hindi pa siya ganun ka like, okay, but I am contented with this skin now. So, my current skincare, I also think that my current skincare is helping my skin right now. So, my current skincare is morning skincare first. So, morning skincare is Dove Shea Butter as my cleanser. As always, Dove Shea Butter lang talaga. Promise. Try Dove Shea Butter. And then after that, I just apply a moisturizer. This is the Fresh Philippines Tomato Glass Skin moisturizer that I'm using. It's the BT21 edition. Actually, you know, I'm actually friends with Fresh Philippines.
Bruh.
Hindi kasi they send me product back then. They were actually the first brand that I collaborated with, Fresh Philippines. Thank you so much, Fresh Philippines. And then yung mga products na sinesend nila, yun lang yung mga ginagamit ko. Kasi sayang din naman, di ba, pag hindi ko gagamitin. So yun yung mga ginagamit ko. So yeah, anyway, this is my moisturizer in the morning, and then I put on some sunscreen. I am using the famous Fairy Skin kasi it's cheap and it works fine on my skin. And then for my evening skincare, cleanser is again Dove Shea Butter as always, and then I use this from Fresh Skin Lab, Fresh Philippines. Again, they sent me this one, so of course, ginagamit ko, diba? Kasi sayang naman din pag hindi ko gagamitin. I'm using this 3-in-1 Vitamin C Brightening Serum, and I think this is also helping my skin with my hyperpigmentation kasi it has vitamin C and it's a brightening serum. I actually love the texture of this one. So, again, not sponsored, but this is from Fresh Philippines Tomato Glass Skin 3-in-1 Vitamin C Brightening Serum. And then after the serum, I use this again, my Tomato Glass Skin Soothing Gel Lotion in the evening. And then, yun, tulog na. That's it. Matutulog na ako. For exfoliating, I actually exfoliate twice a week, and I do think that exfoliating is very important, but do not exfoliate too often, okay? Do not exfoliate too often kasi yun yung reason na mag-rough yung skin mo. So for me, I exfoliate twice a week. That's Sunday and Wednesday. Yun yung mga exfoliating day ko. What exfoliator do I use? I use the Fresh Philippines again kasi they sent me products. So, you know, gamitin mo kasi they're free products. And actually, I love that. I like that exfoliator that they sent me. I'm just gonna put a picture here. Same like collection. Same na orange dito. So yeah, they sent me products kasi, so I'm using them. And I really love their products actually. I think Fresh Philippines is like one of my safest brand options. So yeah, if ever I'm exfoliating, I cleanse my face first and then exfoliate, and then this serum, and then this moisturizer. So yeah, that's my current skincare now. And actually, yeah, that's it for today's video. Yeah, yun lang naman yung mga ginagawa ko sa face ko. And hindi pa siya ganun ka like clear skin. Hindi talaga ako clear skin. Ganito lang siya because of the lighting. But I am okay with my skin na. Kasi I am so tired. For like 2 years maybe, 1 to 2 years maybe, nagpo-problema ako sa skin ko. Okay na ako sa skin ko. I don't want to like be problematic about it again. And if you're having acne, bad acne, it will be okay. Hindi naman ako dermatologist, but time will pass. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.